All for a Song is back. It's our attempt to bring 15 minutes of fame to a Sounds Like Canada listener. You send us lyrics, and we've given them to a professional musician. Our goal is to create the next great Canadian hit song. Emm Gryner is the artist who accepted our challenge this week. She's all over the radio these days with songs from her latest CD, Asian Blue. She's prolific, 7 albums in 7 years. She's been nominated for Junos and has worked with Jan Arden and David Bowie. Her recordings have been winning high praise from many circles in the music business. She heads up her own label, Dead Daisy Records, and tours too. And it's a pleasure to welcome Emm Gryner to our Montreal studio. Hi.
Hello.
I have to... Why you laugh?
Just because every time I come to CBC, it's so early in the morning, but I love it. Everyone's so nice.
Oh, that's great. Were you listening to that Hulk item?
I know more about the Hulk than I think the Hulk knows about himself.
How come?
Because of that segment.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, I have to ask you about working with David Bowie. How did that happen?
He just called me up out of the blue. Actually, the truth is that one of the background vocalists in his band came to one of my shows in New York, and then she brought me down to meet him, and we got it going on from there.
Yeah. And were you a fan? Were you a fan of his?
You know what? I thought that Rebel Rebel was written by the Rolling Stones before I started to sing with him, and I only knew Let's Dance and China Girl, like the songs from the 80s, so I wasn't a huge fan, but now obviously I am.
Now, you've fans offering to book tours for you, publicize your career. How famous you feel?
Famous. Not very famous, but I feel like I feel very lucky. You know, I'm able to do what I want to do. I've been able to do it for quite some time, and it really is because of them, so I feel like I'm in a good place.
Oh, that's great. Well, the song you picked to record is called Love Crime. It's by Peter Randall of Lincoln, Ontario. What was it about Peter's words that drew you to them?
Well, you guys sent me a lot of lyrics, and I did go through them carefully, and I just felt, you know, being a pop songwriter, it's easier to write you know, to more simple lyrics, you know, and I felt like the theme was universal, and I'm a big fan of, you know, songs that everyone can relate to, and I think his lyrics sort of hit it spot on.
Well, Peter's been standing by in his office. He works for a school board as a payroll accountant. He's also an alderman in the town of Lincoln, Ontario, where he lives. Hi, Peter.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent, sir.
So I heard that as a first-time politician, you were swept to power?
Barely got in is how you might phrase it.
Oh, yeah? Why did you run for office in the first place?
There was sort of a contamination problem in the little village I lived in. We've been sort of fighting for sewers for years, and I didn't think things were getting done, and so I jumped on my horse and said, maybe I can push this thing forward.
And what's it been like?
Well, politics is really a rich tapestry of subjects, people, and issues. You just never know what any agenda or day will bring. You can be the goat or the hero on any day, or in fact both, to different constituents on the same day.
Now, you sent us lyrics for a poem called Love Crime. Tell us about them.
Well, Love Crime is really a crafted song, really, rather than something from inspiration or experience. I tend to write about, you know, saving trees and my children and the homeless and that, but once in a while I sit down and craft something.
All right. Well, let's see what you and Emm have created together. It's Peter Randall's lyrics and the music of Emm Gryner, and this is Love Crime.
I wanna be with her, but Daddy's girl has diamond dreams. She grew up on hand-me-downs, wants out of my league, trapped by her one desire, worth any price she has to pay. I came along with an offer of love, and she blew it all away. Isn't that a crime? Isn't that a love crime? She'll never be mine. Isn't that a love end of hope. Candlelight and satin sheets, a day and night for the life I lead. God, I swear this doesn't work if it isn't in the stars. Isn't that a crime? Isn't that a love crime? She'll never be mine. Isn't that a love crime? Maybe her heart will change and love will rush through helpless veins. It'll be too bad for her, 'cause I'll be till be fine with the way. Isn't that a crime? Isn't that a love crime? She'll never be mine. Isn't that a love crime? Isn't that a crime? Isn't that a love crime? She'll never be mine. Isn't that a love crime?
That's Love Crime, words by Peter Randall of Lincoln, Ontario. The music composed by Emm Gryner, who's in our Montreal studio. And Peter's on the phone from his office. So, Peter, what do you think?
Hey, I was grooving. Em gave my words the wings to soar.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Was it the kind of treatment that you were expecting?
No, it definitely wasn't, but, looking into Em's background and that type of thing, obviously it's not the type of song you would expect to be chosen by a female artist, but Em, with her girl versions, is certainly one who might give it a whirl.
What?
Sorry?
I'm not sure I understand what you meant.
Well, it's, I wrote the song to be sung by a male.
Right.
The way it's written lyrically, but Em has certainly done girl versions of many traditional male songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So initially you're surprised that a female would have chosen it until you see who the female artist is.
Em, what do you think of that?
He's done his homework. Very exciting. Very exciting.
In what way?
Well, just not a lot of people know maybe that I did a covers album, and I took a lot of songs that were written by men and did them as a female. Obviously, as a female, I did them. But I think that's what Peter's referring to, and that's cool that he looked into that.
Yeah, you covered an Aussie song too, I think, eh?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Peter, you're not a stranger to the music business. You used to be an accountant for Sony Music, right?
Actually, I was a song plugger for Sony Music in Toronto.
A song plugger?
Yeah, I used to try to get covers of all the Sony songs in the Sony Music catalog.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, simplicity, is that the key to a good song?
No. I believe rewrites are the key to making great songs. I think that rarely do people sit down and come up with masterpieces, but they do often come up with unpolished gems.
Yeah. And, Em, what do you think? Should he continue writing?
Yeah, he should totally write. And I salute him for leaving Sony Music.
What does Peter have to say about that?
Unfortunately, I don't hear Em. I only hear yourself and myself.
Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. Well, I apologize.
It's like my
for that.
relationships, actually.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, poor you. How do you manage? Oh, well, Peter, I'm sorry about that, but Em basically said that you've done your homework, that you knew that she'd covered a lot of male songs, and she was happy, and she said that you should keep up your writing, and she was glad that you'd left Sony.
Well, I appreciate all her work on the project.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
We'll see you. We'll hear from you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Well, Emm Gryner is a musician and a songwriter. Her latest CD is called Asian Blue. Peter Randall is a payroll accountant and town alderman in Lincoln, Ontario. Together, but separately, they wrote Love Crime. It's the latest recording in All for a Song. We're collecting all our songs for a special 2 CD set, All for a Song. The album will be in stores this fall. Next week, we wrap up the series with Montreal Clown Princes, Bowser and Blue. They've prepared a very special song in advance of Canada Day.